Right, so in this example, we're going to look at the difference between margin and padding. So I'm going to start off here with our margin example. So let me get this spun up. There we go. All right, so margin is used to add space between objects on a page as opposed to within objects. So as you can see here, I've set up a couple different classes. So I have margin 1, margin 2, margin 3, and then I'm assigned those to these different divs, right? Sorry, actually not divs, these are paragraphs. So the paragraph 1 has the margin 1 class, margin 2 for paragraph 2, so on and so forth. So again, what's going on here is we're adding some, well, first off, we're adding some other styles not related to the margins. So we're adding a border and a fill, but what we're mainly looking at here are the margins. So you go margin, which changes all the margins at once. You also have margin top, margin bottom, margin right, and margin left, where you can change them all separately. So if we look at this first object here, basically it has an 80 pixel margin at the top, 80 pixels at the bottom, and then you've got 120 pixels on either side. One thing you might be thinking is this looks like there's more space here than there is here, and that's because this is adding the margin for both elements. So it's the margin bottom at 80 pixels and then the margin top at 120 pixels, so there should be a total of 200 pixels of margin there. Okay, so the big difference between margin and padding is that padding adds space inside of as opposed to between objects. So let's just open this padding example up now so you can see the difference. Okay, so this is basically the same page. Now I'm just specifying padding as opposed to margins. You can see here that there is a bit of space between the elements by default, and that's because there is some amount of padding or margin that's applied to elements by default, even if you don't set anything. The padding here again is now inside of the paragraph object as opposed to between the paragraph objects. So that's the key difference between margin and padding.